Okay, so you're trying to get the quick rundown on today's market moves and what's happening with the economy. No time to sift through everything.
Yeah, exactly. Information overload is real.
Perfect. Well, that's our plan here. A quick deep dive into Grok Trade's stock market summary for April 29th of 2025.
We're aiming to pull out just the crucial bits you need. We've looked at their take on stocks, the economy, crypto, even commodities.
Great. Let's dive right in then. What did Grok Trade see in the stock market today?
Well, the main thing is this sense of cautious optimism. We saw gains pretty much across the board.
Right, I saw that. S&P 500, Dow, NASDAQ, even the Russell 2000, all up somewhere between, 0.6%, 0.7%.
That's right. But, and this is key from Grok Trade's perspective, there are some technical hurdles appearing.
Okay, like what?
Like the S&P 500. It's pushing right up against its 50-day moving average.
That average price over the last 50 days or so.
Exactly. And that often acts as, well, resistance, a potential ceiling where buyers might get a bit hesitant.
Okay. And the Dow?
Similar story. It's getting close to a pretty significant resistance trend line, a point where it struggled before.
Interesting. So gains, but maybe testing some limits. What about specific sectors? Grok Trade mention anything?
They highlighted the financials.
Yeah.
The XLF ETF, the fund tracking big financial firms.
Yeah.
It actually closed just fractionally above a resistance line and exactly on its 50-day moving average.
Wow, right on the money. So why is that important?
Because financials are so tied into everything else, right? Their performance can sometimes lead the broader market if XLF breaks higher convincingly.
It could signal more strength overall. Makes sense. Okay, so that's the stock picture. Cautious gains, watching resistance. How's the economic backdrop looking according to Grok Trade?
It's definitely a mixed bag. Investors seem really focused on two things. Upcoming tech earnings, Meta, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon are all reporting soon.
Right, the big ones.
And key economic data releases. But there is a bit of positive news filtering through.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
Some growing optimism about maybe, just maybe, seeing an easing of auto tariffs.
Ah, okay. That could definitely help the manufacturing side lower some costs.
Potentially, yes. It could be a boost.
But you said mixed, so what's the counterpoint?
Well, those broader worries about tariffs, how they impact inflation, how they might slow growth, they haven't just vanished,
Right. The potential relief on auto tariffs is specific, but the general tariff concerns linger.
Exactly. Grok Trade does note, though, that some recent policy tweaks seem to have calmed the markets down a bit on that front, at least temporarily. Yeah, some stability there.
Okay. Let's switch gears then. Crypto and commodities. What did Grok Trade report?
Bitcoin saw a small gain, up about 0.24%, but it's still stuck below $96,000.
And that's a key level.
Seems to be. Grok Trade suggests if it breaks decisively above 96K, that could spark a pretty significant rally. So, one to watch.
Got it. 96K is for Bitcoin. What about gold and silver?
Gold actually dipped a bit, down about 1%, but it's still very close to its all-time highs.
So just cooling off, maybe?
Yeah, Grok Trade called it taking a breather. Seems about right. Silver basically tracked gold, down about 1.2%.
And oil, still selling off.
Yes, oil futures continued that downward move. They broke below a technical pattern, a weekly descending triangle, and that sell-off is ongoing.
Which kind of fits with a more bearish short-term view for oil then.
According to Grok Trade's analysis, yes. It aligns with those expectations.
Okay, let's try and wrap this up. For someone wanting the quick takeaway, the efficient summary, what are the absolute essentials from Grok Trade today?
Okay, essentials. Stocks showed cautious optimism, but keep a close eye on resistance, especially that S&P 500 50-day average and how the financials XLF behave.
Right, check.
The economy is giving mixed signals. Potential good news on auto tariffs, but still some underlying tariff and inflation concerns. Big tech earnings and economic data are next.
Okay.
And then crypto commodities. Watch Bitcoin at $96,000. Gold's taken a breather near highs. Oil's under pressure.
Perfect. So this deep dive covers those critical points from Grok Trade's stock levels, financial signals, the tariff push-pull, and the key moves in crypto and commodities. Hopefully gives you what you need without the noise.
And maybe something to think about. Consider how that potential easing of auto tariffs, which sounds positive, might sort of interact with those persistent background worries about inflation. Do they cancel each other out? Does one win? How that plays out could really shape things going forward.